For decades, video editors have dragged and dropped media across visual timelines, but that manual process is being replaced by deterministic, code-driven composition. The first wave of programmable video relied heavily on React components. Developers had to write highly specific syntax and run complex bundlers just to render a single test frame. Forcing human engineers and AI coding agents to learn rigid, domain-specific languages created constant friction. It broke the standard web development workflow. Hyperframes strips away the compilation entirely. It is a fully open-source HTML native rendering engine. By relying exclusively on standard HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, video generation drops proprietary formatting and integrates directly into standard software engineering pipelines. To understand how this architecture differs from prior industry standards like Remotion, we have to look at the underlying dependencies. This chart compares both frameworks. Remotion mandates React, while Hyperframes consumes simple HTML and CSS, requiring zero build step. You paste arbitrary web code directly without rewriting it. Furthermore, Hyperframes uses an open-source Apache 2.0 license, allowing unrestricted commercial scale without paid enterprise tiers. Standardizing on a zero-build HTML architecture removes the syntax barriers that previously stalled automated pipelines, allowing AI coding agents to author and preview video directly. In this ecosystem, the raw HTML DOM operates as the physical video stage. The framework maps chronological instructions directly into standard data attributes. It starts with the root element contract. The main wrapper encapsulating the timeline must declare a unique string identifier via a data composition ID attribute. This exact same wrapper strictly enforces the final rendering resolution of the internal canvas using defined pixel coordinates for height and width. Next is the timed element contract. A visual node requires absolute temporal mapping. Data start dictates when it appears, and data duration controls persistence. To conserve memory, the engine suppresses the element, injecting it into the DOM only when the playhead strikes its start frame. Finally, depth is governed by the track index system. The data track index attribute maps clips sequentially across the z-axis, handling the vertical stacking order. Traditional editors lock timing data away in proprietary project files. These three contracts expose every frame boundary as a readable, machine-parsable text string. Standard web browsers process animations at fluctuating speeds, depending on background tasks and CPU load. If you record the screen directly, you drop frames and lose audio sync. Hyperframes explicitly hijacks wall clock time. During rendering, the browser's native request animation frame loop is entirely disabled. The engine drives the playhead using a precise formula. Frame equals the floor of time multiplied by frame rate. For each frame, it freezes the timeline, composites the layout, extracts the raw pixel array, and streams it directly into the FFmpeg encoder. Because the engine maintains control, internal GSAP animations must be instantiated in a paused state. An active, free-running animation will immediately desynchronize the render. Developers register these paused timelines to a global window object. The compiler autonomously reads that pointer, algorithmically seeking through the specific tweens. By explicitly divorcing playback from the system clock, a complex visual rendered on a low-power laptop perfectly matches the binary output generated on a massive cloud server. This rigid timing model introduces a technical hurdle called timeline clipping, which happens when long media assets mix with short animation sequences. This diagram illustrates the failure mode. If your background video runs for 30 seconds, but the final text animation finishes at second 8, the rendering output suddenly stops at 8 seconds, prematurely cutting off the media. The underlying engine autonomously calculates the total video duration based entirely on the mathematical length of the registered GSAP timeline. Developers bypass this using the timeline Sentinel trick. They append a zero-duration dummy tween to the end of the desired length. By placing that Sentinel point at the 30-second mark, the engine stretches the master timeline, ensuring the entire video is captured. Manually padding the timeline is the direct trade-off for utilizing a system that prioritizes deterministic exactness over fluid, unpredictable rendering boundaries. High-end motion graphics frequently utilize depth compositing, effectively placing large typography behind a moving human subject to establish a 3D parallax illusion. Within HTML, this requires a strict 3-layer rule. Layer 1 is the opaque full-screen background video. Layer 2 is the absolute positioned text header, rendered directly over the base. Layer 3 isolates the human subject as a transparent WebM video. Using CSS-Z indexing, this cutout is stacked entirely above the text. Instructing the browser to mount a massive WebM file exactly at transition forces the hardware decoder to warm up, causing a jarring single-frame stutter. The solution is synced decoding. Both the base video and transparent cutout instantiate at exactly second 0, decoding concurrently. The cutout remains invisible until the exact transition timestamp, where the timeline snaps its opacity to 1, punching through the typography. By controlling Z-index mapping and pre-warming the hardware decoders, developers construct cinematic, multi-layered visual effects entirely within the browser DOM. Before compiling a single frame, the Hyperframes command line interface acts as a robust, multimodal pre-processing engine for media assets. It handles vocal generation locally, executing the Kokoro neural network model directly on the user's hardware. This produces highly realistic voiceovers without network latency or external API costs. To sync visuals, the CLI utilizes local whisper models to transcribe speech. It rapidly segments raw audio into a JSON array of word-level timestamps. During execution, the internal compiler automatically scans the HTML and patches that timing data directly into blank caption tags. A separate algorithmic command processes source videos, isolates focal subjects using hardware acceleration, and outputs the transparent cutouts required for depth compositing. Embedding these machine learning models into the local execution loop completely eliminates the hours spent manually cutting and synchronizing subtitle tracks in a traditional editor. While local generation is efficient for prototyping, rendering 4K compositions natively becomes a massive computational bottleneck at enterprise volume. To achieve scale, the framework provides deep CloudFormation deployment architectures designed for AWS serverless environments. Developers can push static HTML files to S3 buckets, feed the engine a dataset, and parallelize hundreds of video renders asynchronously across AWS step functions. By mathematically decoupling rendering from the physical wall clock and structuring every frame explicitly within code, this methodology solves the bottleneck of programmatic video generation, allowing reliable execution at a global scale.